Hi, my name's Tim, and today I'm going to be speaking about how to make a compile in your digital audio workstation. It's when you record several different takes of the same recording, and you can select the parts that you're happy with to then put together to make a single recording at the end. I'm going to be using a Yamaha bass, Laney amp, recorded through a Shure SM57 microphone into Logic Pro 10. So we'll go into Logic, and here are 4 tracks I've recorded earlier, of which I want to take parts. Now I zoom in using the scroll bar or the zoom in tool at the top right, and select the bars at which I want to chop the samples. Select the sample you want to chop, and go down to Functions, Split by Playhead. Now it's worth getting to know the shortcuts for these functions, as you'll be using them a fair amount. And select the parts where you want to chop up the samples that you have, as I'm doing here. And I've created a 5th audio track for the compile to bring all the sections I chop. And you can use the scissor tool, you can use the marquee tool to select and drag, and you can either move it if you don't mind changing the original region, or you can use the Alt button to copy the region. Now after you've cut the selections that you want to use, bring them down into the compile track. Now using a compile track is good for being able to take several takes of a certain recording and using all of them to make one master track. If one of them wasn't perfect, you can still make the perfect recording out of all of them. So once you have your compile regions together, you need to use the crossfade tool to crossfade in between each region. Now this is to avoid the sound of clipping. The small change in frequency that happens when you cut an audio sample at somewhere that isn't precisely 0. So use the crossfade to get rid of that potential noise in between samples. Now once you've done that for each intersection, you can then select all the regions and merge them together. Now when you merge them together, it creates a new audio file. So you're creating a new file here with all those parameters in place. The different regions, the crossfades between the sections, and you'll have a new sample. In Logic it's called join. And it will prompt you to ask whether you want to create a new audio file. Create, and there you have it, your final compiled track.